Hi everyone, welcome to my escape. This is going to be a short video because at the beginning of December I said I'm going to read 12 books, and then halfway through December I said 12 is too many books for a wrap-up, let me split this in half, and then I covered 8 in that video. That is not math. That is not math. But anyways, that's what we did. So here I am doing the second half of my wrap-up with about a third of the books, but I'm not a math girly. I'm really not a math girly, okay? If you're looking for math, you're on the wrong channel. We're gonna hop into the video and see how I did on this December goal. The hockey game is on, and we do have a bunch of people over watching it, so if you hear some background noise, not much I can do about it. I gotta film the video. So when we left off with the last video, I was really into YA fantasy, and I still am. Unfortunately, what was left on the list was not all YA fantasy, and I say this to preface, okay? Because I picked up Royally Not Ready afterwards, and I didn't love it, which is not a reflection of this book. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I remember picking this book up and really enjoying it, and I put it down because my subscription ran out, not because of the book itself. When I picked it up now, however, I really wanted YA fantasy, and this is a contemporary romance. So I ended up rating it 3 stars. The latter half of the book, I can't really say like I really enjoyed getting through. I wasn't invested, I didn't care. I think that was more because of my mood and less of a reflection on that book. I wanted to preface that because it's not really fair to just say this is a 3-star book. But of everything on the list, this was the most Christmassy to me. It doesn't really happen at Christmas time, but it definitely gives the feel of like a Christmas Hallmark royalty movie. Or if you ever watched on Netflix A Christmas Prince, if you ever watched that trilogy, this really reminds me of that. I mean, it's not the same, there's different elements and everything like that, but the vibes are there. So if you want something to pick up to give you those little feelings before the end of the year, I actually would recommend this one, and I do think it just to like sit down and read it, it would be a fun time. It's spicy, you've got good banter, you've got 2 very opposite characters, you've got a girl who's not afraid to go after what she wants. And you have this whole, oh my god, I'm a princess, what vibe kind of going on. So there's stuff there if you want it, but I don't want to spend too much time on the book right now. Then another book that I read off that list was Lady of Ashes. It's the 3rd in the Lady of Darkness series, and it is like a series. It's not a standalone series, so I can't get much into the plot of this one, but I gave it 4 stars, and I've only given the other 2 books in the series 3 stars, so I like this one more than the other 2. I am really enjoying the series. Think like very ACOTAR vibes, fae courts, different creatures in different kingdoms, and they're all kind of like trying to uncover this big bad conspiracy plot and like who's behind it and, you know, where our allegiance is gonna fall and all that, and you're just kind of getting deeper and deeper into the story. To me, what does it for these books, I think, is honestly like the feelings that the main character has to go through and the way like the romance is there to like support her in that. This is a book that I say does like, I don't know if what I can say on YouTube, but does like sad thoughts really well, and then does like supporting characters in that really well, and it's not like the relationship is solving the problems. Like our main character faces so many challenges and obstacles and hurdles and like traumas, and it's not the romance that's fixing her or solving anything, but at the same time like it's supportive and it's there, and it like heals something in your soul while you read it, and I love that. And I think that's why I'm sticking with the series. I can't really say it's the writing or like it's definitely not an original idea, but I am having fun with it and I would recommend. Another one off the list is Rage and Ruin. This is a YA fantasy romance, so no spice, except it's a little spicier than I like my YA to be honest. If I was YA aged, I would not have liked how much was in this book for spice, but everyone's scale is different. I'm just prefacing it with that. So again, this is the 2nd in the series. Well, this is the 2nd book in a spin-off series from, I really like the original. The 1st book of the spin-off was so-so, and this one I really didn't like. I gave it 2 stars. This series is like, think like gargoyle shapeshifters are like somehow angel related and they fight demons on Earth. I don't know why I'm doing all of this. Gargoyle shifters that hunt demons, and you have demons, and then you have our main girl who's like a special, and you can't really say what she is because you don't find out till later in the 1st book, I think, but she's special and she needs to be hidden and protected, but also is like a giant tool to be used eventually. So then she has to go to our main guy, and they gotta hang out because they're basically trying to stop the apocalypse from occurring, but they don't really know what's, you know, they don't have a lot of information to go off of. They just know that this is her purpose and that they have to stop this from becoming a thing. So yeah, that's that one. Honestly, Zane is our main gargoyle shifter. And I found him boring and annoying in the first series, and I find him boring and annoying in this series. And then our main girl, Trinity, I also find very boring and annoying, so I guess they're a great pair. But for me, I didn't care. I don't care about the characters, I don't care about the plot, I don't care about what's going on. I really just wanted to get through it, like, and that's more than just like because I'm working my way through this list. Like, I'm still enjoying the books as I go, but not this book. This book, I just wanted it to end. Like, I was not invested in a single aspect of what was going on. I won't be finishing that series. There's a third book. Won't be finishing it. Not interested. Not for me. The 12th book on the list of 12 books. Hey, that's like the song. It's like the 12 days of Christmas or whatever like that, and I wanted to read 12 books in December. Man, should have figured that out earlier in December, and I would have done something with the title. Was Lifelike, and I did finish it, knocked it off the list. This is a YA sci-fi. I had a lot of fun with this one, actually. If you like robots, this one is for you. So you got our main girl, who's human-esque, but she has some mechanical parts. She's got like a robotic eye or a cybernetic eye or something like that. So, you know, she's in there, she's in the realm, but she's like human. And then she goes and builds and hops in giant robots to fight other giant robots with the help of her mini robot sidekick and her best friend Lemon Fresh. You know what? When you can name a character whatever you want, why not make it fun? So then they're tootling along, and then something happens, and oh no, they're on the run. They're on the run. And she comes across this guy who's like super attractive and like perfection and seems to know a lot of things about her, but you know, it's just not lining up in her head and she doesn't trust him. Oh, well, he's a robot. He's a lifelike. It's not a spoiler because it's literally the title. He's a lifelike. He's like the top tier robot out there. So you got mini robot, robot fighter, half robot person. They don't call her a half robot. I call her a half robot. And then you got hottie robot, and then you got Lemon Fresh, and then they all go on the run with a dog robot. And then they kind of fight other robots, and there's like a bounty robot, and there's some like priests who hate robots, and they're like running through this dystopian, but I would call it almost like post-apocalyptic, although apocalypse hasn't really happened, but like those are the vibes, worlds trying to like fight evil corp robot. So if you like robots, this book is for you. Honestly, I had a lot of fun with this one. I like you actually have like two robot companies kind of like head to head, so it's not a monopoly. I like where the world is going. Ending is kind of what lost me, honestly. I'm not dying to know what happens next just because the last like 2 chapters, I wanted something to happen and then it did, and I was honestly blown away because I didn't think they were gonna go that route, and I was so excited. And like in that moment I was like, oh my god, now I have to demolish the whole series, and like my library doesn't even have it yet, let alone have it accessible to me. But I was like, oh my god, like and then the next 2 chapters proceeded to do everything I didn't want them to do. And I don't like where we ended off, and I don't like where I think the series is going, which sucks, but I am still gonna give it a go because I had a lot of fun reading the first one. But I gave it 4 stars. I will be getting further into the series, and I do recommend this one. I'm an idiot because I own Rage and Ruin. I just forgot to hold them up in the video because I want to hold them up. Rage and Ruin, didn't love it. It is what it is. This one and the first one, Storm and Fury, I'm probably gonna sell and get off my shelves, but overall, wouldn't really recommend. And then Lifelike, I just like the black pages with the writing. Oh, it's so crisp to me. Like there's a map, like it's just such a nice book. I wish I had like held it up for you. But yes, did enjoy, lots of robots. Would definitely recommend. The 13th book that I was like, it's on my currently reading list, but it's not really a goal to get through, is A Day of Fallen Night. And it wasn't really a goal to get through because I was on page 50 of like 900. This thing is a tome, okay? So I didn't really think it was realistic, and it was at home, to wait until the end of the month of Christmas to be like, I'm gonna lock myself in my room and read a 900-page book instead of hanging with my family over the holidays. And yeah, it hasn't been possible. There's too many people in and out of the house. There's so many age groups. There's just so much going on, and it's so loud. It's not realistic for me to get through this. I'm not shocked. I did try, I started rereading from page 1 because I truly have no idea what's going on in this book. And I think I'm only on page like 40. So it's not going to be done by the end of the year, but that's okay because it wasn't really on the list. I will say though, in my last video, when I explained this book, I like mixed these two up so much and I was like, wow, that was bad of me once I picked this one up again. But going into this one, I'm like, no, these books should not be read remotely close together because they both like open on like servants or like people that are hidden away and have secrets and are like hid away in some like monastery nunnery in like the mountains of China. So well, I guess this is Japan, but like hidden way away in the mountains. And it's just, there's too much sus things going on with like, you know, royals and like there's like imperial and families that like hate you, and it's too much. It's too much. Okay, this is a high fantasy, this is a YA fantasy, but don't read these two back to back. I will get through this one eventually. This is a shameless plug. Go read this book because I absolutely love it and I'm so excited to get into the rest of it. But yes, this will be touched on eventually, probably, unless I can finish it before I go home in the new year. This one probably won't be touched until the fall of next year, unfortunately. But yeah, overall, in December, I'm pretty happy with it. I got the 12 read that I wanted to do. I'm going to enter the new year with almost a completely clear currently reading list on Goodreads. Watching it go down, like once it hit single digits, watching it go down has been so like peaceful and calming. It's weird experience, but I absolutely love it. Definitely want to keep that list low moving forward, and a huge win for this December getting those off the list. Definitely the top two on the list would be This Woven Kingdom and Shadow of the Fox. Not in any order, those two are just top tier, literally top tier. And then the next two would probably be like Lifelike and Lady of Ashes, and then just kind of trickles down from there. Actually, you know what, I really did enjoy My Killer Vacation as well. So definitely some good reads on this list, and I'm happy I did it. But yes, 4,279 pages read, and I think my average is about 3,000. So the fact that I did over 4,000 in December, my busiest month, I need to adjust to my priorities in the new year. That'll be coming, that'll be changing, but we did it. I'm glad I did it. Hopefully I don't have to do it again, but it was fun. Thanks for sticking out. Put down in the comments, did you think I would actually accomplish this? Because I didn't. I really didn't think it was gonna be accomplished at all, but let me know down in the comments what you thought going into it. Aside from that, that's all I got for you guys for today. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you had a wonderful holiday, and there'll be a lot more content coming forward, kind of wrapping up 2023, so I'm excited to get into all of that. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!